Alright, what are we doing here? We're here at GoToMath.com with the orange M and the green G. I should make that a green T, but look, the two O's are blue. What does that mean? OTO? I don't know. Let's talk about what's going on here. We got the applications involving linear equations. Alright, so here's some stuff that you should just go ahead and get this tattooed on your arm. Yes, get this tattooed on your arm. Not your credit score, but let's tattoo this on your arm. Alright, maybe there should be a comma right here or something. Period. So we got the cost equation. You know what? Let's just go over to the whiteboard where I can write this stuff down. How about we use blue or something? Okay, so we have the cost. I'm just going to label this as C times M. Now M has got several names. Okay, plus the fixed cost, and I'll just label this as F sub C for fixed cost. Right, that's the cost that's not changing. That's things like your rent, things that you know that are going to be happening that are constant, that aren't going to be changing. Okay, I say your rent. It could be part of your rent if you're renting a building or something. Be part of your cost. Now M right here has several names. Up here I label it as variable cost. They also call this the marginal cost. It's also known as the slope generally, right, of this linear equation here. Slope, it's a rate is what it is. So I'm calling it the variable cost, but it's also called the marginal cost, and it seems like there's another name, I can't think of it right now, but that they call this. Okay, alright, this is pretty important stuff here. So we got the cost is equal to the marginal cost. Now this is usually the total number of items, let's say, made, for example. Okay, and in this particular okay, so I'm just keeping this general. Alright, I think I use a specific example in the next problem, but we just kind of talk about this generally here. Okay, number of items usually made or something of that nature. Total number of items made, that would be your total cost. Okay, okay, so then you have this other one, and I'm just going to label it as R. Now this is your revenue, and P is usually the price, let's say, of the item, and X is the number of items sold. Okay, this would be the X is the number of items sold. Now this X and this X are the same X's. Okay, you need to keep that in mind. Okay, usually number of items sold or the number of items made. Alright, now there's something up here I'm not talking about, and that's this guy here, profit. Profit. Right? You thought the profit was somebody else, but I'm going to tell you who the profit is. The profit is the revenue minus the cost. So you need to definitely tattoo this equation on your arm. Tattoo this one here, okay? And you can go ahead and do that one and this one also. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're a business major, you better get this down. Is all I got to say. I mean, heck, if you're anybody, you need to get this down. Okay. Now this guy right here is sometimes actually written as the demand equation, but we're not going to talk about that right now because there may be some relationship between the price and the number of items made or something of that. But we're just going to leave this as the price of the item. All right. So this is extremely important right here, especially if you want to know what's your profit. How many of these things are you going to need to make and sell in order to break even, right? So that's pretty important. But if we just look at this right here, all I'm doing is we're just getting introduced. There needs to be a space right here. I'm saying, I don't know what happened with that, but there should be a space right there. Anyway, can I do that right now? How much time have I got? 4:40. Can we do that? I don't know. Let's see if we can kind of make some. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Let's see if we can make some kind of adjustment there. There we go. Alright, because that didn't look good. Let's see if we can erase that. That's it. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Find the cost if the variable... What just happened with that? If the variable cost is $5, so remember M is $5. Maybe I shouldn't fill in that X there. And the fixed cost is $10, so this is going to be our fixed cost. $10. Given that the price of the item is $15, given that the price of the item is $15 if 7 items or so. Wait a minute. And the fixed cost is $10. Oh. Find the cost if the variable cost is $5 and the fixed cost is $10. Well, anyway, we got our cost equation right here. I do know that. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Given the price of the item is $15, so this is our revenue. And what do we got going on here? 7 items were sold. Alright, so that's definitely going to give us a revenue of 15. Let's see, that's 70, 105. What we got on that? Yep, 105. Now, we don't really have enough information over here to find the cost. However, if we sold 7 items, let's say that we had to make 7 items. So we'll just do this. All right. And what is our cost? That's going to be 35. So that's $45, right? $45 plus 10 is $45. It cost $45 to make 7 items. But when we took those 7 items, we sold them for $15 a piece, and we got a revenue there of $105. So in order to make a profit, I know that's not part of the problem, but we might as well add to it. So the profit is going to, that's capital P there, is going to be equal to the 105 minus the 45. And what is that going to give us? We might as well just do it. $60. So we made a profit of $60. Okay. So the real question is how many of these guys would we have to make in order to at least break even, to make and sell, right? To break even. So you would just set this equation equal to this equation where this is 15 and then solve for x. I think we'll be doing that in the next problem. Okay, so you need to really get this stuff, like I said, tattoo it on your forehead. Alright, okay, I shall see you in the next problem. By the way, we're over here at gotomath.com.